What's up, y'all? Just kidding. Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel here at True Reality Life, where we talk about the true realities of the life around us beautiful, ugly, and everything in between. So, today is New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is the first of the new year. That's exciting or terrifying, depending on where you are at in your mental health journey. I know many of us like to set New Year's resolutions for new year, new me. Yes, but no. As we reflect on the past year and plan for next year, which is literally tomorrow, I want us to set some standards, some expectations for ourselves so that we're not setting ourselves up for failure. So many of us sit at the end of this year and think about where we should be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and where we expected ourselves to be by the end of this year. If that's you, I want you to stay with me. So, I actually came up with the idea of this podcast a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now, because I wanted to talk about the highs and lows, ups and downs of mental health and how it's a continuous journey, it's a continuous process of growth. I want to say 3 to 4 weeks ago, I had been doing really good in my mental health journey and consistency with the podcast and journaling and cleaning. And I even started working out and I was doing all of these amazing things and being super proud of myself for being so consistent. But it almost scared me that I was being so consistent and so productive all of the time because I was waiting for the shoe to drop. I was waiting for something bad to happen because I said, this is going a little too well. And lo and behold, I went to therapy one day and we dug a little deeper. And I guess it hit a point of weakness for me that I need to work through, some trauma that I need to work through. But it almost made me reset completely. It made me jump off a cliff where I was doing really, really good. It made me really like decline drastically. And since then, I've been kind of struggling and in my plateaued emotions. Like, I guess if you see it as peaks and valleys, I really hit a valley, a really low point in this journey of just struggling even to get up out of bed. And I have two little girls, so I'm having to stay up with them, and then I'm working full time and just trying to be a good mom, a good wife, and then just to even take in external factors with my husband's grandfather passing away, who I was actually really close with as well, passing away, and then a bunch of different things going on at work and just a lot of external factors that have contributed to it as well. So that has not been helpful for me, but I am trying to dig my way out of that hole and get back on track. But it made me realize that it's okay to have these highs and lows. That's kind of the point of it all. And there's a lesson to be learned in all of it. So, as I'm coming out of my hole and we're going into this new year, wherever you are in your journey, if you're at a peak, if you're at a valley, if you're completely plateaued and you aren't seeing progress, just accept where you're at and we're going to talk about it just a little bit more, okay? So, whatever journey you're on, I specifically love to talk about mental health, but whether it's a physical resolution that you're wanting to set for yourself or financial goals, or if it is your mental health, then that's really awesome. This channel is definitely for you. If it's a spiritual journey that you're wanting going into this new year, whatever resolution that you're setting for yourself or have set this past year and may have fallen a little short of your expectations, I want you to recognize that it is a journey. The human life in general is a journey. It is not expected to be an exponential growth. It's not expected to be a linear line of growth or even this way, even straight, if you're stagnant the whole time. It's not meant to be that. It's meant to be kind of a roller coaster of an experience where you have your highs, you have your lows, and then you find somewhere in between of where the lessons come from and how you can better yourself. It's constantly trying to better yourself and recognizing you will never reach perfection. That's not a thing. I know a lot of people in life think it is. I don't know. They're constantly trying to achieve perfection, but it's also a matter of defining what good enough means to you. So any form of healing in whatever journey that you're on is bound to have relapses, it's bound to have setbacks, it's bound to have ups and downs. There's no getting out of that. So it's time to just accept that there are going to be good and bad days, and you cannot just deem it a failure because you're having a low day or a low week or even a low month. That is all part of the process, and you should not give up. You are very capable and you are strong and you are, what's the word? Competent. You are competent. If you know what that means, you're able. And you have to remember you can't compare yourself, like you can't compare yourself today to like the best version of yourself, your most motivated self to your completely exhausted self. You're going to have days that you have the energy, you had a great night of sleep, you have a good meal, nutritious meal, drinking water, all of those things where you're going to have the energy to be motivated to do whatever goal you're setting for yourself and feeling really good mentally, physically, all of the things. But then you're also going to have the days where you got no sleep, your kid stays up crying all night, like mine did the other night, or work stresses you out, or somebody passes away. And you have to realize these external factors play a huge role in the progress towards your goal, right? So whether it's burnout, fatigue, grief, I know for me, postpartum is a huge thing, or monthly hormonal changes. All of those things play a huge role in the highs and lows. You cannot set yourself the same standard every single day, expecting 100% whenever you only have 50% to give. Your tank is only halfway full and you're trying to give it everything. And that's just not possible sometimes. So give yourself some grace that external factors do play a huge role, and tomorrow is a new day. Yes, tomorrow happens to be a new year as well, but even after tomorrow, say a week from now, you start struggling to stay up with whatever goal you set for yourself, whatever resolution you want to set for yourself, and you're, oh man, I can't do it, da da da. And so many people either give up or say, oh, they'll forget about it, or I don't know, whatever it may be. But you have to remember tomorrow is always a new day, whether it's the first of the year, the first of the month, a random Tuesday, a random Friday, whatever day it may be, tomorrow it will always be a new day. Because I know I used to go to the gym a lot and I want to get back to that life. But whenever I'd go to the gym, I would always kind of take a break from the gym at the beginning of the year because, and I would try to do home workouts because I knew so many people, their New Year's resolution was to get back in the gym. So the gyms are always packed during January. But if you just wait until February, it kind of thins out, which was nice for me. But it's also sad because it's proof that people are giving up on their goals because it was harder than they thought, or they set too high of standards or expectations for themselves, thinking, hey, I have to give 100% every single day. I need to go every day and go for an hour and whatever it may be. And so by the time February comes, you're exhausted and you just give up instead of recognizing that, hey, I may only be able to give 5 minutes this day, but then I can give an hour the next day or 30 minutes the next day, but it's all progress. whether it's a step in the right direction or a mile long run in the right direction, it is progress. Even if it's a step back, even if you have a lazy day or whatever it may be, that's still progress because that's learning. You're learning. And you have to realize whenever you get back on your schedule or you get back on the bike, it's not you're not learning from scratch. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. You said, "Oh, well, hey, maybe I pushed myself too much," because so many people that's what they do, especially people starting to work out. You go in and you're like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And then you're extremely sore the next day and even more sore the next day. So then whenever you try to go work out again, your body's physically drained. You went way overboard and now it makes it harder for the few days. So it's going to be a lot more likely for you to give up. So it's a matter of taking baby steps in the right direction, right? And accepting every bit of progress counts. The 5 minutes in the gym, the 5 minutes of journaling at home. Because I know for me in the mental health journey, it's journaling or reading books or meditation or whatever it may be. Taking that time is so important. So, like in my valley that I've been in today, I finally took time. I haven't journaled in weeks. I haven't anything in weeks because there's just been so much going on. I was like, I don't have time. So what I did today is I love to write journal, but I also love to type journal because it's faster. But even typing journaling today was not fast enough for all of the things that I was trying to say. And I kept just getting sidetracked and going in a circle and couldn't get my thoughts out straight. So what I did is I would say created a podcast. It wasn't really a podcast. Opened Voice Memo and I just started journal venting on on a voice memo to get everything out, and that actually really helped to just process everything, to get out of the slump I've been in, just to get my thoughts out. So that was a baby step. It took like 10 minutes, but it was a step in the right direction for me. So whatever journey that you're on, physically, mentally, emotionally, even if it's spiritually, taking 5 minutes a day to read your Bible or to pray or whatever that may be, whatever that may look like to you, 5 minutes versus an hour. Some days you're going to have 5 minutes, some days you're going to have an hour, and everything matters. And that's okay. And even if you go take a break from it all, like I took weeks off from journaling, but that doesn't mean, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, I'm should never start again. No, now I'm coming from a place of experience that, hey, this was probably too much for me. Maybe I need to take it at this pace. Maybe I need to prioritize this. Or maybe I just needed a break because you have to remember rest can be productive too. And you cannot beat yourself up if your body is telling you you need to rest. You have to listen to your body, right? You are on this journey and your body is your vessel that is carrying you through this journey. And so you need to take care of your body, whether that's self care, letting it sleep, feeding yourself, drinking water, going on walks, mental health. It's all of the things. The human experience is so complex, but it's so beautiful at the same time. And that's something you have to recognize too is the human experience is all about the highs and lows. That's where we're learning from. If you're constantly productive and all of the things, then what's the point? You know? You don't know the good without the bad. So, all of that being said, I want you to think about your New Year's resolutions. Whatever comes to mind first that you're planning to start tomorrow, whether that's going to the gym or journaling consistently or reading consistently, reading your Bible, praying, going to church, whatever it may be for you. I want you to reframe the idea of the resolution as setting a direction for yourself rather than a deadline, right? Because most of us, like if you visualize, I love analogies. If you visualize yourself on a journey, like you're walking on a path, whatever that may look like, or even you're driving, because we love to drive. Say you're driving somewhere and you set a destination, right? So we set a destination and then we set a deadline for that destination. So whether that's, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds by July, whatever that may be. I don't know what your goal is. Or, hey, I want to, it's really hard for mental health to say definitive goals like that, quantitative goals, but oh, I want to be happy 5 out of 10 days or 5 out of 7 days, 4 out of whatever kind of goal you want to set for yourself. But you'll say, oh, by July, I want to do this, or by the end of the year, this year, I want to do this. And so you're setting a deadline for yourself. And whenever you do that, your body gets a little more stressed about it. And especially if you have ADHD, it's really bad that your body, once you have an end goal in mind, it will procrastinate or it will stress yourself out so much that you won't do it. That it'll, the idea of having to follow through with the resolution will stress you out to the point of overwhelm, and then it just won't happen. So that's not smart either. So, what I want you to do is reframe this idea of a deadline and a destination for this year. And instead, I want you to think about this goal as setting a direction for yourself. This is the direction I want to go in. And then, whatever may happen going in that direction, whether you're taking 2 steps forward or 1 step back, you're going in that direction that you want to go in, right? So, my goal, my direction I'm headed in this year is to improve my mental health, right? To stay consistent and stay positive and loving and become a like more loving, positive, caring, consistent person, right? I want to be motivational. I want to show up for myself and for other people and for my kids and my family. But that's the direction I'm headed in. Whatever happens in that direction is going to happen. That's part of the human experience. It's unknown. And if you believe in God, then only God knows. We don't know the intended purpose for us. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing, but I know that that's the direction I want to head in. And at any point, my direction can kind of veer a little bit. And if you think about a ship, you know that analogy that they say, if you even tilt 1 degree differently, you could end up miles off course, right? Or on course if that's where you're meant to be. So head in a direction instead of setting yourself up for a deadline that may or may not happen. But at least a direction, even if you end up only 5 steps further than where you are now, at least that's 5 steps in the right direction, right? You have to give yourself some grace. I think we stress ourselves out so much at trying to achieve this perfection or achieve this end goal that we're not enjoying the journey. We're all in a race to do what? Life is short, and the end of life is death. So what are we racing to? Death? Oh, we're trying so hard to get there as fast as possible. No, like you're on a journey. This is an experience, right? Just like if you were paying for an experience, you were going to a museum or a light show or an art show or a music symphony, whatever it may be, that's a whole experience. If you're paying for that, would you want to be, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to be over? No, you wouldn't. You'd be sitting there enjoying every minute of it, every second of it to get your money's worth. But that's life too. I know there's not a monetary value on it, but life is so much more precious than even money. You would think that we would try to enjoy and embrace every single second of it, but we don't. I'm guilty of that too. That's for sure. But let's do this together. Let's set a direction for ourselves instead of a deadline. Okay. Okay, so just some things to remember as you may sit here and reflect on this past year, right? And the resolution you might have set for yourself this year. I want you to remember that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, where you're meant to be. Wherever you are in your journey right now is where you're meant to end up. And wherever you're planning to go in this next year, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. There isn't a competition. You are doing what you're meant to be and you're headed in the right direction. If you have goals for yourself, then that's you're in the right direction. That's good. You cannot beat yourself up for things that you didn't achieve. Just look forward to what you get to achieve or attempt to achieve tomorrow. And I also want you to remember, just because it's a new year doesn't mean you need to completely forget, like, oh, new year, new me. Yeah, it's good in concept, but don't realistically like give up on yourself where you think, oh, I failed this year. Let's try again next year. No, like you can carry yourself into next year. Don't just, oh, I'm forgetting about you. Bye, old self, and trying to create a new person. Every day is a new day to do that. So it doesn't have to be a new year to do that. But also remember, this is a continuous journey as well. So you have to bring yourself into the new year in order to grow from that. You are the foundation of your own life. So you can't build a house without a foundation. So you need to bring yourself along to the new year and then you can build on top of that. Okay, y'all? Don't don't forget about yourselves. Learn to appreciate the imperfection of yourself and recognize that this is all a part of the human experience and we are meant to be imperfect and we're meant to continuously learn and grow. You will never reach perfection in a sense of knowledge, in a sense of physicality, in a sense of spiritual devotion. There's no amount of, oh, this is enough. This is, okay, I've reached 100% knowledge. I've reached 100% of my physical ability. I've reached 100. Like, that's not a thing. You will always be able to learn and grow. There will always be something more for you to do better. But that doesn't mean that you're not enough now. Where you are today is exactly enough for where you're meant to be today. Where you are tomorrow will be exactly enough. It will always be enough. And there will always be opportunity for growth. And those two things just coexist. And I love that. And that's such a beautiful part of humanity. And I hope that you can learn to see it that way too, because it really is freeing of the stressor of not feeling like enough. And that will be a discussion for a whole nother time. But I just want you to give yourself permission to ride the waves of the highs and lows, right? I want you to just ride them. I don't want you to let your head get too big in the high and feel so hopeless and helpless in the lows. I want you to just ride the waves and embrace it all as an experience. You're just experiencing life. You're not in control of life. You're in control of like your own decisions, yes, but you can't control everything. You can't control external factors. You can't control other people. You can control how you respond to them, right? So just ride the waves, y'all. Ride the waves. Because you have to think about too, surviving is progress, and you have survived 100% of your hardest days already. Okay, the days you didn't think you would get through, oh my gosh, this is a horrible day, this is a horrible experience. You survived that, you made it through that. So you are going to continue to make it through. Whatever life has to throw at you, you are strong and capable of making it through those. So please give yourself permission to just exist because you will survive. You will make it through whatever hardship is ahead and you will achieve whatever goal you are aiming for. You just have to remember that some days you'll be thriving and some days you'll be surviving. And both of those days count. They both matter and they both are life lessons. One, whenever you're thriving, you need to remember to stay humble, y'all. And whenever you're just surviving, you need to remember that it's just temporary, that you are capable of so much more. And remember that you are worthy and you are capable and you are strong and you will make it through. Because every experience, highs and lows, are for a purpose and are learning lessons. And it's always a new opportunity to learn and grow. Tomorrow will be a new day, and the next day will be a new day, and the day after that will be a new day to experience new things, to learn new things, opportunities for growth. I really hope this resonated with you because it is such a huge lesson. And I don't want you to be beating yourself up as we go into the new year. I want you to look forward to the year ahead, but while giving yourself grace, while setting different expectations. I'm not saying to lower your standards for yourself, I'm saying to set realistic expectations and boundaries and just go into it gracefully, knowing that even if I'm not able to achieve everything I want to in the next days, any progress is still progress, and accepting that as good enough. Now, don't make it an excuse because you are more than capable of pushing through even the hard days. But speaking of that, next week I will be talking about putting all of this into practice, how we can build habits and stay consistent without neglecting our mental health or giving up by expecting perfection. So stay tuned to watch next week's episode. I will see you guys in the new year. See you guys next year. Bye.